There will be spoilers ahead. Lots of spoilers, so be careful, won't you?
Hello, hello. It's been a while, but welcome back to Mark Mick Marbles. Crap, that's not right. Sorry, Mork Meeps Meatball. Damn it! Where's my script? It hasn't been that long. Hang on. Okay, so it's the holiday season, yeah, so our current series is obviously about... Wait, that can't be right. I want to watch your film? Vampire movies?
Yeah.
On the holidays?
Yeah.
How is that appropriate? Movies about people slowly being drained of life, feeling their control over themselves and their lives slipping away, overwhelmed by inescapable madness surrounding You know, maybe we were onto something. Anyway, this week's film is a vampire movie about making a vampire movie. 2000's Shadow of the Vampire, starring John Malkovich and Willem Dafoe, two of the big picks for my actors who secretly are actual vampires bingo card. So let's get to it. I'm your host, Mork Meatballs, and over there is your host, Mickey Marbles. Say hi to the kids, Mickey.
You know, blood's red just like Santa's suit.
Yes. How do you think he keeps it so red?
Elf blood.
Elf blood, pure and uncut. But before we get to the elf blood, we've got our...
Poll question.
Don't know if you remember this, but we asked you before, are you a fan of vampires in cinema in general? If so, why? If not, why not? Be concise. Use examples. Use both sides of the paper if necessary. Nick Hoffman responded, I have always been a Dracula fan. When I was young, it was the Bela Lugosi version, but then when I was in 7th grade, I read the novel, and that changed everything. That Dracula is something else entirely. Stoker's descriptions are fully fleshed out and fascinating. Not a fan of vampires per se, more a fan of that character and that book. I thought Gary Oldman did some good work.
Really? In what?
Episode. Yeah. Oh, he has. He's done good work in lots of things, but Coppola's film...
We haven't done Coppola's Dracula.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we did a comparison of 3 Draculas. We did Lugosi, Coppola, and Frank Langella.
Nope.
I think we did.
Nope.
Anyway, but Coppola's film was ultimately disappointing, yes, especially with the reworking of the narrative. I thought that was one of the things he actually sort of got, except for the whole my reincarnated love thing and the goofy-ass armor. Anyway, thank you, Nick. Charles Forsyth said genre stories tend to offer a cluster of themes. With vampire stories, you have eternal life, evil versus good, the alienation of being on the fringes, the terror of being stalked, among others. If you look at the list of the best vampire movies, he has that in quotes, you'll see that each takes these elements and does something original with them. But the list of tropes is narrower than in many other genres. So the big pitfall of vampire movies is doing the same thing another movie already did and not doing it as well. Probably true of a lot of movies.
Or genres.
At this point, I'm pretty skeptical about vampire movies. What does this movie bring to the genre that hasn't already been done to death? Or undeath, as the case may be. I see what you did there!
Glitter. That's what it brought. Glitter.
Sparkles! Sparkle pony vampires. Yes.
I mean, do the vampires in Twilight have cutie marks? Because... it's never firmly established.
I don't want to find out. I do not want to look at any of their asses.
Oh, I know. I'm all like glowery and glum and stuff, but I've got a cheese sandwich on my ass. Okay.
Whatever, man.
My vampire name is Cheese Sandwich.
Deeper, look it up. But that's cool. That's actually a very interesting point. Thank you, Charles.
Yes, Charles.
Byron Ho says very simply, yes, because of the Van Helsing movies.
Oh,
movies plural?
I don't remember.
Is there more than one?
Well, I don't know if he means that one that Nicolas Cage did.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. The regular Van Helsing movie, I really like it. It's way over the top and goofy as crap, but I just think the scenery is delicious. That's all I can say about that.
It has to be, because my goddess gets the hell chewed out of it by everyone.
I think everyone in there I don't know if they were, but it looks like they're having such a good time.
Matt Reisman says, in general, yes, the ability to switch between charming and monstrous makes for a compelling threat, and cursed immortality is a fun trope. Vampires are a monster that often make the audience wonder if it wouldn't be nice to be one of them, which adds an element of temptation. On the other hand, those tropes can get tiring.
Yes.
They can feel like there's no reason for a vampire to be evil. Yes. I appreciate that Nosferatu rejected them, making its villain a wholly malevolent force.
Yes.
Good point, Matt. Thank you. Dave says, not a vampire fan. I enjoyed fighting them in D&D and enjoyed the Glenn Cook novel where they attacked a vampire lair. But on the silver screen, with the exception of Lost Boys and possibly Vampire's Kiss, Nick Cage, I don't really recall ever enjoying a vampire movie. Oh, okay, so that's one in the no column. Thank you, Dave. Keith Wright says, I love vampires, but not touchy-feely, glowy-in-the-sun vampires.
I wonder what he means.
I have no idea.
See our previous
There was
comment.
a miniseries called The Strain, based on novels by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. Those are some icky, hardcore vampires, as they should be. Yes, those really, really are. Ew. Good series, though.
Didn't enjoy it, though?
Oh, I did, but ew.
Oh.
Regan Maxtrovic says,
Stop it.
There are definitely some good vampire stories out there. Generally, though, I think the zombie genre offers more opportunities for storytelling. Basically, stripping humans of almost everything that makes them human offers myriad options, whereas giving humans immortality and some sort of latent sexual energy accompanied by bloodlust feels like a genre in which the story opportunities run out more quickly. That's an interesting point. I don't know if I agree with that about the zombies.
Yeah, it's only when you start flexing what it means to be a zombie, because I know there's this zombie romance film, and I'm like,
There are a couple of them, but yes.
Why are you romancing zombies? Like, I don't get that. That's the whole point, is that they don't have any feeling or any competencies, or all they want to do is eat brains. That's it. Listen to the Jonathan Colton song.
Yep. All we want to do is eat your brains.
I love you. Let me eat your brain.
But thank you, Regan. Daniel Howe, said, nah. Werewolves, on the other hand.
Oh, yeah, he's a werewolf fan.
Okay, fair enough. Agatha Gasparoni says, I have always been a fan of vampires. Started out with reading vampire books around middle school. I specifically remember being really excited when Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, came out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. And I was obsessed with Anne Rice and Interview with a Vampire. Bram Stoker's Dracula was a work of art. Okay, that's definitely one in the plus column. Thank you,
yes.
Agatha. And from the land where vampires are all made of ice and penguin feathers.
Whoosh, whoosh, I guess.
Yes, Vince says, there's some stuff in here that isn't so much answering the poll question, but I thought it was interesting. I was shocked neither of you had seen The Hunger before. Nope. It's one of those movies I assume everyone has seen. As I forget, it wasn't exactly a smash hit. No, It was not. It's Tony Scott's only good movie, in my opinion.
Oh,
Ouch!
dear.
Wow. I agree about the weak ending, but it looks so good and everyone is just so amazing in it. I think Bowie and Deneuve in the shower might also count as a lesbian scene, as some people in the audience thought it was. Really? Okay.
I mean, they don't show much of Bowie, and the parts they show are rather androgynous, so sure.
Bowie was still able to rock the androgyny thing at the time. Famous homosexual Quentin Crisp. Not a lot of people who that's their credit. Famous homosexual Quentin Crisp had his own take on the movie. His whole review is pretty funny, but this is a sample. The plot of The Hunger, Such There Be, concerns a rich woman who spends her life giving strangely lethargic music lessons to or bickering wanly with Mr. Bowie as though they were two touring actors filling in a Sunday afternoon in a provincial town. In flagrant defiance of the Trade Descriptions Act, she offers her victims eternal life. He then points out, he's not wrong. No. As I got carried away and forgot to answer the actual poll question. Yes, I like vampire movies, though less than I used to, as they are less gothic and more fashion model lately.
Oh, if he hasn't seen Nosferatu, if he wants gothic and no fashion models, he needs to see Nosferatu. See our entire episode, blah, 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 blah.
And, of course, our son from the old sod, pirolading Belo. Starts his off with, I never drink wine, Bela Lugosi. I do not drink wine. I just shoot up smack. I love vampire movies. Vampires are just endlessly fascinating. No longer alive, yet they cannot die. Aloof and separate from humans, but also drawn to them and dependent upon them. Their immortality, their magic, their vampiric politics, their contempt or sympathy, indifference, or covetedness toward humans, it all just provides so many fascinating storylines. I love them. Okay. Wow. Concise and very to the point.
Yeah, but does he like vampire movies or not? That's what we couldn't tell.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little obscure.
It's a secret.
And from our hotline.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my little throat nipper Doris.
Ew. Do you still have your tonsils?
Hello, Max Mike Movies. Hi, Max. I'm here to answer your poll question, which is, are you a fan of vampires in movies? Well, not really. I mean, I guess they're all right every now and again, but there's too many of them now. And I have the same problem with not so much werewolves, but, Frankenstein and Marvel critters and all that stuff. There's just too many of them. I'll stick with Nosferatu because I think that's a good one. But after that, don't give me the glittery stuff or any of that stuff. Not for me. Not for me. Anyway, I've missed you so much. I can't wait to hear you on Monday. Max, I'll see you later. Bye.
Well, okay, so it's okay with vampires, but thinks there are just too many movies about them these days. And that's kind of hard to argue with. There's an awful lot of them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, but thank you, and you can nibble on my jugular whenever you like.
Okay.
But how about you, Mike? Do you want to nibble on someone's... No, wait, sorry. How do you like vampires in movies?
I don't go out of my way for them. It's not something that I see in a preview and go, oh, cool, a vampire movie. It's really going to be a case of if I hear something about the movie and it has a vampire in it that makes me go, that sounds interesting. Nosferatu being a good choice. Actually, The Hunger I knew nothing about until I started looking into it. And it's like, oh, Catherine Deneuve and David Bowie. Oh, that could be interesting. But the genre itself, vampires, doesn't really do anything for me one way or the other. So I'm on the meh. How about you?
I like them. I always found the idea of them fascinating. It always gets me that they show up in so many different cultures around the world. You got Chinese vampires, you got Middle Eastern vampires, you got Eastern European vampires.
You have the groovy ghoulies.
You got the groovy ghoulies, you've got the Drac Pack, you've got the Monster Squad.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You got Dracula dead and loving it, yeah.
I think the problem I have is that there's too many depictions of vampires where there doesn't seem to be any downside to being one. Oh, yeah. I can't go out during the day. I can't tell you how many people would be like, yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't care.
It's like, that's my life now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's one of the things I loved about Nosferatu. It's like, you don't want eternal life like that. You really, really don't.
Yeah. Ew.
Oh, you've got a big castle. That's not, no.
But these are all great answers.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We want more of them. We like answers. We like answers. Give us more. Give us more. In fact, we would like to know, which do you enjoy more? Supernatural monsters like vampires or science-based monsters like mutants or aliens?
Or Mant.
Or Mant.
Science. Please note, the word science is in 4 sets of quotes.
Oh, yeah. They almost didn't fit on the page.
Science.
And we will tell you the scientific and magical secret of telling us your answer at the end of the show. But now, the facts. Budget, $8 million.
Ooh, it's more than I thought.
Some of those actors they have are not cheap. Box office, globally, about 11 million.
Oops.
So, not really a success.
No.
That's why we did not see Shadow of the Vampire 2 Electric Boogaloo.
By the way, that joke has been, in fact, tabled. Moratorium.
Oh, have we? Well,
yes.
I see. Well, I've untabled it. Ha!
Episode 185.
Aha.
No more.
I think you're lying, Grandpa.
I listen to our episodes. You don't.
Murnau's first feature-length film, The Boy in Blue, which was about 3 years earlier, was a drama inspired by the Gainsborough painting, Blue Boy, and Oscar Wilde's novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray. So this was not his first creepy-ass story.
No, or his last.
Yeah. The whole movie is based in part on the legend that Max Schreck, the German actor who portrayed Count Orlok, the vampire, was actually a vampire. And that's why he did it so well. Some variations of the legend suggest that Nosferatu, a Symphony of Horror, the full title of the 22 movie, was the only film Schreck made, except he was already a stage and screen veteran and kept on doing movies until 1936.
Yep.
Many of them non-vampiric.
And then showed up in that Batman movie.
What?
You don't remember?
He died in 1936.
But he was in the Batman movie. I know it looks like Christopher Walken, but it's really Max Schreck.
Oh, I see. Yes. He really changed the way he speaks, I guess. Of course,
yes.
We couldn't tell because it was silent. Wow! Murnau's line, "If it isn't in the frame, it doesn't exist," is a paraphrase of a piece of advice that the real Murnau gave to a young director named Alfred Spatchcock or something. Maybe Hitchcock, yeah, that's it. When the latter visited the UFA studios in Berlin before becoming famous. Hitchcock never forgot this advice and was still quoting it when he made his final movie in the mid-70s. The movie kind of distorts what he meant, but it's still there. The part of Max Schreck was written specifically for Willem Dafoe.
Wow.
Who was, by the way, nominated for an Academy Award for his performance. This is the only time to date ever that anyone has been nominated for an Oscar for their portrayal of a vampire.
Oh.
Yeah. They hired Dafoe as the Green Goblin for Spider-Man in 2002 after they saw him in that movie.
Really?
Producers looked at him and said, "That's our Green Goblin."
Okay.
The real Max Schreck, by the way, was 6'3" and much more physically imposing. Dafoe is 5'7".
You know what? I'm still giving the edge to Willem Dafoe because I've seen pictures of Max Schreck and he just looks like a businessman. And Willem Dafoe, nope.
Nope. As they say, he's the only guy who's scarier without the makeup.
His creepiness alone could wrestle me to the ground.
Yeah. So. Doesn't even have to get near you.
No.
The locomotive that conveys the film crew to Czechoslovakia is named Charon, who is the ferryman over the river Styx in Greek mythology. There's a bunch of Greek mythology thrown in here. I'll get more of that.
Really? I thought it was going to take them to platform 9 3/4.
No, they wish. The crew and cast arrive at the Han Budala Inn. The literal translation in Turkish is the Fool's Inn. Schreck keeps reciting Tennyson's poem Tithonus at one point. The woods decay and fall, the vapors weep their burden to the ground, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yes, of course.
This is kind of apropos because Tithonus is another character from Greek mythology who is a lover of the goddess Eos, the goddess of the dawn, and she asked Zeus to make him immortal. And she forgot to ask to make him eternally young.
Oops.
So Tithonus just got older and couldn't die.
That sounds great.
In a later version of the myth, he ages so much he turns into a cicada. Because apparently that's what happens to you if you get really old. Prove me wrong! A deleted subplot for the movie involves Murnau's cabaret performer and lover, Micheline, famous for her guidebook, revealed to be the one who inspired him to make Dracula / Nosferatu, a Symphony of Horror, and the vampire who created Max Schreck. Yeah, honestly, I don't think we needed that.
Well, I'll come back to that because that doesn't make any sense, but keep going.
Yeah. The movie was originally titled Burned to Light, in a reference to the filmmaking process and the vampire's ultimate fate in the film. They changed the title because some people, including Willem Dafoe, kept misreading the title as Burn Ed to Light. And no one could figure out who Ed was.
Movie.
There could have been. That's why it was so confusing.
The evil of Ed.
The movie also, I just want to mention, stars Udo Kier, who died only a few weeks ago on November 23rd of this year, aged 81. Goodbye,
And is,
Udo.
of course, the only German person in this film.
Well, yes. There's a few other things, but that's pretty much it, unless you've got something.
I do. I wanted to take a quick look at both Murnau and Schreck. So some of the stuff you brought up, but Murnau was a very prolific German director. He'd made 10 movies before he made this one. And because they, see how to put this, didn't get the rights to adapt Dracula. They changed a few names
over it.
Well, they changed a few names and places, but pretty much everything else the same. The estate of Stoker sued, but the production company was like, "Oh no, we went bankrupt, so you can't sue us. We have no money." However, all prints of the movie were ordered destroyed, and they were, except one, which had been made for overseas showings, and it survived, and that's the one we see today, which is why it's so grainy and damaged and stuff, but they actually had it, which, let's face it, that film has been immensely influential over the last 100 and some odd years. So
this was the first vampire movie.
But also just visually, it is in the German expressionist corral, and it's their look of it was unlike anything that it was being done. And to be fair, there was a lot of really interesting stuff being done in German film, like Metropolis and stuff. So his last German film was a lavish production of Faust. After that, he immigrated to the U.S. to work for Fox. His first film there, Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, while not financially successful, won a few Oscars, including sharing the Best Picture Oscar with Wings, and was very well regarded.
That old, okay.
Well, it's the first Oscars in 1929. He made 3 more films and died in a car accident. The reason that little subplot about his lover influencing is Murnau was gay. So that wouldn't have worked. His remains were interred back in Germany. Greta Garbo had a death mask made of Murnau, and she kept it on her desk for many years. And then, as a weird recent final note, in 2015, someone broke into Murnau's grave and stole his skull.
They've never proved anything.
Yeah. Max Schreck was indeed a real person, not a vampire. Though he was known for being rather odd and detached, he tended to like to walk alone in forests and things like that, and he played a lot of grotesque characters. Oddly, it wasn't that people thought he was a vampire. They actually thought he didn't exist in this film. They thought he was actually another actor named Alfred Abel, using a pseudonym. Abel is best known for his role in Metropolis. So, it wasn't so much they thought he was a vampire, but they thought he was somebody else. So, and if you look at the pictures, you can easily see why those people are totally crazy, because they don't look anything alike. But anyway, thank you for letting me add a little bit to our trivia.
Interesting stuff, thank you. But now we get to the plot.
Le ploté.
We find ourselves in that jolliest of places and times, 1921 Germany, at the height of the Weimar Republic. The Klugenflargenhorn is making a comeback. The number one song of the day is I Would Very Much Enjoy Some Opium. And the brilliant but eccentric film director Friedrich Wilhelm Murnau is busy making the film that will make him famous, Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. Murnau wants everything in his movie to be authentic. Real peasants, real rotting castles, real vampires, real horses. Wait, what? Go back one. Yes, Murnau has managed to find a mysterious actor named Max Schreck to play the lead, Count Alucard. Count Boathook. Oh, no, wait, Count Orlok. That's it. Murnau can't get the Stoker estate to let him use the actual book Dracula, so he's creating an original story based around Schreck as the vampire. And boy, is Schreck committed to the role. He can only be addressed as Count Orlok. He only films at night. He always appears in full costume and makeup. People on the set keep vanishing. He keeps a bottle of blood with him. Hang on. Could Schreck actually be an ogre? No, that's a different movie. But is he actually a vampire, or has the Stanislavski method destroyed yet another actor's mind? Let's find out.
The film. Wow.
So, had you ever seen what?
What? Just your putting that all into such a nice little neat package. That's all.
Thank you.
Package.
Yeah. So first off, did you see this in the theater?
I did, actually.
Okay.
I did see this in the theater and thought it was very interesting at the time. It was certainly something that never occurred to me. I the big question is, and I'm going to ask you that question as well, but a follow-up question is, have you seen the whole Nosferatu? So first, have you seen this before, and have you seen Nosferatu?
I have seen Nosferatu. I saw this years ago on video. I did not see it in the theater.
Yeah. Nosferatu is, again, if you've never seen the original, it's silent, so I admit, you have to read, which is a skill that seems to be disappearing these days.
Yeah.
But it is so ahead of its time and so interesting to see. And of course, their version of Dracula or Orlok doesn't look anything like you'd expect, and quite honestly makes a lot more sense from the I'm damned for all time side of things.
Yes, and I've been dead for umpteen years.
Yeah. So it is worth looking up. I'm sure it is on YouTube many times probably. But yeah, so have you seen Shadow of the Vampire since you saw it on video that time?
Nope.
No.
Nope, I haven't seen it for years.
I wonder what that means. I know what it means. It means it's time to talk about the actors, right?
Yes. Well, first off, of course, Malkovich.
My name is John Malkovich. I don't sound anything like that. Yes, you sound exactly like this.
I asked for my marinara to be on the side.
It's that little bit where there's a Saturday Night Live thing where John Malkovich is there, and Bill Hader is playing this Italian interviewer who can do John Malkovich. And quite honestly, I'm sorry, John, but he pegs you.
Yeah, he does.
I did wonder during this film if John Malkovich was suffering without a stone.
Thank you, Eragon.
What did you think of John Malkovich in this?
I liked him in this. He wasn't quite Malkoviching all over the place as he often does. I thought I got more of a sense he was playing the character. He's also it kind of is annoying because we sort of get a surface sketch of the character, but there's a lot we don't know about him, and I was really curious about.
Yeah, never mind the part that he's gay. That part is not in the movie at all. No. I got to say this. If you're filming John Malkovich, if you're going to do a close-up, don't do it head-on. Mr. Malkovich is slightly cross-eyed.
Yes, it's kind of a problem.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this is going to apply to everybody, but the accents come and go, talking of Michelangelo.
Oh, wait till we get to Carrie Elways.
Yeah, who is, to be fair, very unrecognizable. I thought Malkovich was okay, but I didn't find this is... John Malkovich has this mystique about him that people, the great actor John Malkovich, and I'm just like, really? I honestly don't think he's that good. So
I think he can be. If he has the right part, I think he's terrific.
Like Eragon.
No, not like Eragon.
See our entire episode on Aragon. He's okay. There's a subplot with him, and there's two subplots that deal with drugs that I honestly think there didn't need to be there. Like at one point they find, he's having laudanum. Mm-hmm. And now, he's gone and blah, blah. So there's this little tiny one scene subplot of him being a laudanum addict, which goes nowhere and means nothing and doesn't seem to be actually real anyway. So
it was the Weimar Republic that's playing into the whole decadence of the art scene. That was one of the things people used to argue about.
But they leave out the gay part. Okay, that makes sense. Whatever. He's fine, I guess. I'm not a big fan of John Malkovich, but Willem Dafoe, on the other hand.
Willem Dafoe, I don't know why they put the makeup on him. He could have just been scary by himself. Sure, give him a bald wig, but yikes!
He's, quite honestly, though, the character of Max Schreck or Orlok, whoever you decide it is, has a really interesting range. When he first shows up, he is really, really creepy. But there are scenes where he obviously doesn't understand our modern ways. And Count Orlok just sort of looks around like he's really confused and lost. And it's kind of funny, but it's not out of character. It's literally if it's a vampire or him playing Daniel Day-Lewis being a vampire, he doesn't understand our modern ways and is lost and confused. And I liked that there was both of them, because eventually what he does to deal with these confusing moments is go, the heck with this, I'm a vampire and I can eat you, and just goes back to doing what he did.
Yeah. I'm not going to fit in.
Honestly wonderful in this. Yeah. I really like
He's
Willem
really
Dafoe.
Good. We'll get to them, but there's some really good moments with him.
And the makeup is really good.
Yeah. Then we got Udo Kier as Albin Grau, also a real person. Udo Kier, if you don't know, if you've ever seen any movie, he's the German guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
He has done over almost 300 movies in his lifetime. None of them are huge hits. He tends to be in a lot of also-rans or B movies, but my God, the guy never stopped.
Well, it was like when you needed a British guy, and it's like, oh, Bernard Fox, we'll just get him.
Yeah,
like if you need a German guy, we'll get Udo Kier. I'm sure wasn't he one of the leads in Das Boot? No, that was Jürgen.
No,
Prochnow.
No, he was one of the senior vampires in the first Blade movie. He's done a crap ton of stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, his part's not very big. He's fine. No. He's Udo Kier.
Yeah,
and
I think he does a good job.
He does a reasonably accurate German accent.
Well, yes, he kind of
Which is the problem, really.
Yeah, unfortunately, it highlights the others. Then we got Carrie Elways as Fritz Arno Wagner.
If you had not told me that was him, I would not have recognized him.
Oh, really? I thought the face... Anytime after Princess Bride, I thought he's been very recognizable.
See, that's the thing.
I don't know what is his...
I just see him as Princess Bride, so...
I don't know what it is with him and accents, because he can't do German and he can't do Boston.
Well, to be fair...
Yeah, I know Boston's really hard. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I can think of one person I know who really nailed it, and it was Christian Bale.
Well,
so,
but he's okay.
Boston.
Again, he's a very peripheral character. He doesn't get to do very much.
Most people don't.
Yeah, it's Malkovich and Dafoe's movie.
Although I got to say, well, I'm going to skip somebody. Yeah. Eddie Izzard is in there.
Oh yeah,
and
Eddie Izzard is.
It's a small part, but he does have an important part, and I like the way he's playing his character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I got to say, I'm sorry. What is Eddie Izzard's name now? I'm sorry.
Susie. But
Susie.
He'll also go answer to Eddie.
Mm-hmm. We have to. I know, but we have to be careful of this because I believe that the pronouns are she, her.
I think she uses they, them, but I'm not
they,
positive.
them. Okay, let's use they, them.
Yeah.
We're not trying to step on anything. It's just we're not sure, so we'll default to they, them. So Susie Izzard as Gustav von Wangen.
Sorry, that's Swedish.
I hate to say this, but with that makeup on for shooting silent films, they have a big chin.
They do have a mighty chin. But my God, they nail the old silent film body language and facial expressions.
Yeah.
It's like they could have just stepped out of a 1920s movie.
Well, and they do in a way because we do get clips from the original Nosferatu in there. And so, although you can tell the footage doesn't match because it's so grainy and stuff, the acting pretty much does. So, No, it was nice to see Susie in this and, something out of the ordinary because usually they just do stand-ups or marathons because apparently that's their thing now, but whatever.
Yeah. Yep, we do have the only female character really who gets more than one line, Catherine McCormack as Greta Schröder.
Yeah.
Who also you would not know was German unless they told you.
I actually find the character rather annoying, but I guess authentic. She's I
think she worked. I mean, I think she was like, okay, this is definitely a German theater actor who is trying to do films, but really is a stage diva.
Yeah, except here's the thing. I don't know much about drugs, but I don't think morphine makes you laugh uncontrollably.
Depends how much you take. Morphine, any opiate can do people have really friggin' weird responses to it.
Oh, I thought you just sat there staring at nothing or whatever.
It depends.
What do I know?
People, and there are other people.
Sure. I saw them moving.
And they were there.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of minor characters, a bunch of random peasants. He apparently did actually go to, what was it, Bavaria or
wherever. Eastern Europe. And, the Caucasus, somewhere in there.
Yeah, basically went to Kreplakistan and said, hey, we need peasants.
Was that why there's so many silhouettes on IMDb? Okay.
Yeah, sure. That's one of the reasons. Also, just some of these people never went anywhere.
Really, the film is just centered around John Malkovich and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, and they carry it.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of the opening, the backgrounds, that weird thing over the credits? By the way, the credits last for almost 5 minutes.
Yes, and my first note is the opening credits go on too long.
Yeah.
I actually, my mind started drifting at that point. It's like, are we going to get to the movie? Like, why are we doing this? So
I actually thought it was interesting in that they start off looking like classic movie theaters.
Yeah.
And then they sort of drift into old battle tapestries.
Yeah. It actually sort of reminded me of the opening of, which Zelda game was it? Was it Wind Waker? It was Wind Waker. They do the same thing. They have these like fake old tapestries that they're looking at and stuff. But yeah, the credits just go on and on and on. It's like one popped up and I'm like, wait, produced by Nicolas Cage? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the first movie he produced, I believe.
He seems to vampire a lot.
Yeah, he do.
That and Superman. I wonder if he's ever going to make a vampire Superman film.
He's also on my bingo card of actors who may probably be vampires. Along with Angelina Jolie.
Why her?
Oh, come on. Look at her.
Okay. And now
she carries a vial of blood around her neck.
Does she?
Yes, she does. Or she
Whose
did
is
for
it?
a while. I believe it was her, at the time, husband, Billy Bob Thornton's.
Oh. That's not weird.
Nope.
I wonder what she makes him do.
She gets more eerily beautiful as she gets older, and that ain't natural.
Well, we all know she'll end up a cicada anyway. That's how it goes.
Yep.
So, yeah, the opening's I thought it was just a little too long. But they do make an interesting comparison early on, and this was with Greta, the difference between stage and film acting, because she doesn't really want to do the movie. She certainly does not want to leave the stage play she's in to go to East Caucasistan and film this movie. And she says, an audience gives life to the actor and a camera takes it away. What did you think about that?
Ooh.
I thought that was really interesting.
I do think that's interesting, and that is an argument people have been making since movies came out. The idea that film is dead and theater is alive. I don't know. I love live theater. I think it's amazing, and it really is. Doing live theater is like nothing else. And even seeing live theater is not like seeing a movie. It is alive, but it's also limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is and it isn't. It's an argument you can make against digital versus traditional art. There's no undo button in stage, right? If you make a mistake, you have to go with it and it becomes improv. Whereas if it's in movies, you can always shoot it again. It's just a different medium and it's a different style. And it's, in a way, I would think, harder for film because in stage, you're doing things chronologically. The play starts at the beginning, goes to the middle, and it ends. Whereas a film, you might shoot the ending part first.
They often do.
Because it costs a lot less because of whatever. Or whatever scenes are in this set, we're going to shoot them now, even if they go throughout the film. So you have to figure out your motivation and how your character
very, very
will feel.
Yeah, it's a very different performing experience, too.
Yeah. And I say this from somebody who's done both.
Yeah. Well, I've done both. I've seen live theater and I've watched a movie.
There you go. See? Yeah. Experience.
Yep.
I get what she's saying, and having I've been on stage. I wouldn't call it acting, but having done stuff in front of an audience, you definitely adjust because I do a lot of public speaking, so you adjust how you're presenting and how you are relaying your information, but depending on how your audience is reacting to you. So that's very different. But
that's another argument for why theater is alive, because it constantly, you have to change to adapt to your environment.
Well, and this goes into one of the only quote I wrote down, which is, scientists engage in the creation of memory. This is something Murnau says during this film. And I was like, wow, because you know what? Except for audio recordings, up till this point, all we have are paintings, and they're not really a memory. They're just an interpretation of something. It's a record. It is a memory of them making this story. So it is, and it's frozen in time. We can still watch Nosferatu today, and it was made in 1922. So
there's an interesting line. It's almost a throwaway. But at one point when I think it's Albin is yelling at Murnau, what did you promise him?
Yeah.
Not what did he promise you? What did you promise Shrek? And he says, eternal life.
Yeah.
and Greta.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That too. But it's like, wait a minute, he's already a vampire. But no, that Murnau's idea of eternal life is being immortalized on film.
Yeah. And so
It's
far,
a kind
he's
of
right.
immortality. Yeah. It's an immortality also that doesn't, make you live in a box in the middle of a rotting castle.
Or cling to trees and just rattle your wings.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting points being made in this movie about the art of acting and the art of film, because, of course, film was still pretty new at this point.
I also really like one of the things that humanizes Shrek for a brief moment is he comes over and he's sort of trying to drink with Albin and I think Henrik.
Mm.
And apparently, by the way, Count Orlok does drink schnapps. They were asking him, what did you think of the book Dracula? And they're kind of messing with him because they think he's just being silly and is one of those disciples of Stanislavski, who was the guy who invented the method acting.
Yeah.
Where you never, you become the character.
Well, don't they even
He's
say
got a
that
lot to answer for, by the way.
Didn't they say that supposedly Shrek studied with him? Yeah, okay.
Yes, they did. And they're all like, oh, God. And at one point, when he's attacking people, I think it's Susie Izzard yells, he's a Stanislavski lunatic. That's what's wrong with him. Much worse than being a vampire. But when they ask him, what did you think of the book Dracula? He says, I thought it was sad. I'm like, okay, what part? And it's not the part I would have thought of. It's when Harker, or I think it's Harker or Renfield, whoever first shows up at the castle. I think the one he's talking about is Harker, and he has to prepare for him, and he has to set the table and prepare a meal. He doesn't remember how to buy bread or how to put out wine and cheese. He doesn't know how to make a bed. And he has to remember all this. And remember, he can't experience it because he's got to set it up for this human. Wow. He has to remember how to be human again. I thought that was really interesting. I don't remember anyone ever pointing out just the little domestic points. That scene has my favorite moment in the movie. That is, they're sitting there and they ask, how did you become a vampire? And Shrek's like, it was woman. And out of nowhere, his hand snaps into the air. He grabs a bat and he
Ozzy
goes
Osbourne
full
leaps
Ozzy
out of a bush.
Osbourne on it. And he bites the bat's head off and eats it. And instead of screaming, Albin just looks at him and goes, Shrek, the German theater needs you. It's like, wow! I don't understand, but that's the greatest moment in the movie.
My note on that was the bat eating scene doesn't seem to bother the crew all that much. And I'm like,
no one
what?
even blinks. It's like, oh, he just ate a bat. It's like, okay.
And we're still talking about the damn Ozzy Osbourne thing. And there's been various interviews where he says, yes, it was a real bat. No, it wasn't a real bat. It was dead when it got there. No, it was alive. Like, even Ozzy never really confirmed one way or the other.
He was never sure. The last version I heard was, it was a real bat, but he didn't know that. Someone threw it on the stage, and he thought it was a prop or a beef jerky or something, and didn't realize until he had bitten the head off. Like, oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The German theater needs you. Speaking of Germany, what about that little glimpse we get of the Berlin nightlife? Because this is a time when Berlin is the place to be. If you want to party, Berlin is it. 1920s Berlin is like, whoo.
All I could think of is Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
I mean,
it's a cabaret. I mean, that's what they want. Oh, yeah.
Is it a cabaret or is it
no,
just
it's an opium den.
Yeah.
It's an opium den. There's
lots of sex going on and the women are wearing mustaches because that's apparently a thing.
Yep.
At least I think they're women. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
I couldn't tell if I wanted more of that because it was really interesting or it was really distracting and they shouldn't have done it.
I'm kind of glad they did it because it gives you more of a setting. It gives you an idea of the fact that they were in a very experimental time.
Yeah.
And again, the people who came next were all pointing at, the decadence, and look at this ridiculous indulgences, these perverts and drunks and junkies. Blah, blah.
Well, I mean, they both have a point, but it also looks like they're having a lot more fun.
They were having a party.
Look what just happened. So,
Yeah, that's the other thing. But Murnau, he fought in World War I. He did. He was a pilot in the German Air Corps. He was shot down, taken prisoner, and started a theater company in the prisoner of war camp.
Well, that's where he met his boyfriend, but his boyfriend unfortunately died. I forget, I read about it, but he died during that war, and he was very sad. He was very sad. However, he did meet basically a pool boy that he took photos of in California, so,
okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, I saw one of the photos, so there you go.
As long as he's happy.
Yeah.
There are a lot of little sort of reminders of World War I. I mean, Carrie Elway shows up in a World War I biplane with it still has the Eisenkreuz on the side.
The World War I flying ace, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I kept thinking, here's the World War I flying ace. Carrie Elway is landing to deal with the vampires.
Lifting his root beer to his buddies.
Curse you, Red Baron.
Yeah. There's a couple of things that confused me while I was watching the film. So we hear about Shrek, and he shows up in a very creepy little moment. And then there's this point where I can't remember who it is who's going to bed. It might have been Albin, it might have been Fritz. It passes by Wolfgang, and Wolfgang's just sort of aiming at us, a little looking towards the camera, and he's like kind of shaking. He's just like obviously frightened by something. But whoever it is going to bed doesn't even. It's like, hey, see you later, good night, and we just keep going.
Yep. That was Susie Izzard there.
Oh, was it? Okay. Oh, it was.
Yeah. Just walks out. How you doing?
Just there's no initial, doesn't notice anything, and we don't come back to it for a while. But
something I will say about Malkovich, he does really well as Murnau, is the idea that he is just absolutely consumed with the idea of making this film. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
The way he treats people. That line when one of the villagers is complaining because they took down the crucifixes in their rooms, and he screams, Albin, there's a native in my frame.
Well, remember, if it's not in the frame, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, yeah. And every time something horrible is happening, all he can think of is keep the camera running.
Yeah.
And in the final segment, it just gets totally over the top that way.
Well, do we want to get to this now or not? Oh, let's get to the pacing first. What did you think of the pacing? It's not a long film. It's about an hour and a half. But what did you think of the pacing?
I thought it was pretty good for the most part. There are times it just slows down.
Like where?
When we're actually seeing the process, when they're like in the studio, I thought it got a little slow.
Oh, really? See, I actually thought the film not only moved along very nicely, it actually felt really fast. Like I was surprised the film was over when it was over.
Most of it was very quick, I will say that. There were just a couple of scenes.
So let's get to this part because we're going to have to. Count Orlok, Max Schreck.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, we get the idea that he's Jared Leto. And he's just like, you have to call me Orlok and whatever. Although sometimes they don't. They call him Shrek, and he doesn't really react to it.
He sort of glares occasionally, but most of the time he doesn't seem to notice.
But then there's some things that are kind of irrefutable. Like there is a scene when Greta finally shows up, and of course Orlok is just like, oh my God, give me Greta. And he goes into the scene where she's in bed and he is... Well, quite honestly, they don't show you until afterwards, but there's this amazing scene where the shadow of Orlok's hand creeps through the bedroom, finally lands on her chest and squeezes like a fist, and she reacts like her heart's been grabbed. It is an amazingly cool scene. Stuff that was very much referenced in Nosferatu, the recent film, which is fine. But then he walks into the room, and she notices that he doesn't have a reflection.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a reflection, not just to her, but to us. And it's actually really funny because he's just like, and he's going back and forth and like, reflection, I forgot, and he's really
Murnau is just going, it's okay, it's fine. Here, let me give you some morphine, Greta, so you'll be calm.
Which was horrible. Like, not give you, we're going to hold you down and you're going to take some.
People did this, even in old Hollywood. They used to drug people. They would drug the actresses.
Yeah, that was
they
horrible.
would do all sorts of stuff, yeah.
But there's also a scene, he obviously bites her on the neck.
Yep.
And it is, there's also the end of the film. Spoiler.
Fritz puts like 4 bullets in him.
Yeah.
And he just looks at him and goes, idiot!
And then
Steepy, you idiot!
I'm sure that's where this came from.
Yep.
And then, now, here's the thing. So in the original Nosferatu, the sunlight hits Count Orlok because he's been kept past the crowing of the rooster. I think it's the third crow. And he sort of bursts into a little puff of smoke. But in this film, when he's actually, Orlok's been smart enough to go, yeah, I'm going to cut the rope that allows you to open up this big window and let the sunlight in, because we're not doing that.
Yeah.
The stagehands finally manage to get it open, and he turns and he's sort of shrinking back from the sunlight. And then we have this visual metaphor of the film burning. But we also see that he may very well have just killed 2 people, probably has.
Oh,
and
he's
Murnau
almost
is
certainly killed 2, if not, we don't know how bad he's hurt Greta, but yeah, he broke Fritz's neck, and he looks like Albin is dead.
Yeah. So the film melting is what we get as a metaphor. So here's the question. Is the film trying to tell us that this was a real vampire or not?
I'm not sure it matters. It's a guy who absolutely believed he was a vampire. This comes up in another Nicolas Cage movie, The Vampire's Kiss. And I think the fact that we see what he can do, he's clearly very strong. He tosses Malkovich around like he's nothing. And Malkovich is not a small man.
No, but I think you could probably push him around if you needed to.
We don't really know. There's a lot of suggestion. I don't know how he took 4 bullets and he's not bleeding. He's not even slowed down.
There's no reflection.
There's no Now, even that, I got to say, the way the mirror is angled, you could argue we can't tell.
Well, except he passes right in front of it, so we would be able to tell. But also, Greta says he's got no reflection, and she freaks out.
Yeah, but Greta's a junkie. But
yeah, but we're not her.
True. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a vampire.
I do too. And it's, well, we'll get to whether this works or not. I'm just not sure that there's much of a shock from any, because one point, for the writer, who's Wolfgang, I think it's Wolfgang's the writer, basically is like, look, he sleeps in a coffin. This is the coffin. He's a real vampire. No, he's not. My thought was, if you think he's a vampire, why aren't you destroying his coffin? Because that'll take care of the problem.
Yeah, just dump some why aren't they loading up with holy water or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, we know why the crucifixes are gone, because Murnau has said no, because he wants Orlok to be able to act. But I think that the implication is very much that he was supposed to be a vampire.
I think so.
There's another implication, though, too, and that is we're at that point where we're running out of time and we need to decide if we liked the film.
Okay.
The finish.
So, Max.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Vampire. You saw it?
Blah. Yes.
Do you remember if you liked it when you first saw it?
I remember thinking it was really interesting, but I didn't like the way it ended.
What is it about the ending that you didn't like then?
It seemed awfully abrupt. And I wanted to find out more. I wanted to know, okay, Murnau was so obsessed with the film. This guy is killing his colleagues and his friends, and all he's doing is re-angling the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, what he says to Orlok, please back to your original position.
Yeah.
It's a better shot. And the thing is, Orlok does it. It's the weird power of the director. But that's something else. I thought the ending was too sudden, and I didn't find it satisfying. This was a long time ago.
Well, so now you've watched it again for our show. What do you think now?
I like it a little better. I still think the movie it's really close to being really good, but it's a little too surfacey. I think it was a little too short.
What do you mean by surfacey, if I can ask that?
We get the surface of most of the characters. Murnau's the only one we get any kind of depth on.
I thought you said service-y, not surfacey.
No,
okay, that's
surfacey.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of depth on any of the characters. And the thing is, Orlok is really interesting. That interpretation you get of Dracula, I wanted to know more about him.
Yeah. I think that the point, though, is you were never going to.
I know. It's supposed to be a mystery. I think it was really well made. It doesn't entirely work for me. But I think that's more me than the movie. What about you? When you first saw it, what was your reaction? I
remember really liking it in that art house kind of way. It's like, wow, this is offbeat and new and interesting. That being said, watching it this time, I had a real problem with it. And that is that it makes you think that this is all based on something that actually happened, or that the people that actually made that film. And it sounds to me, from what I've read, that Murnau was, let's see how to put this, nothing like this.
Yeah, he apparently was a bit of a slave driver, but he wasn't. I don't think he was willing to let his cast die.
No, and there was the only hint about there being any weirdness about Max Schreck was they thought it was a totally different actor. Nobody thought he was a vampire, really. I didn't see that anyway, at least when I looked it up. And it made, especially the end, makes you think that, oh, then Murnau went crazy. And it's like, well, no, Murnau's in the middle of his career. He'll actually do. I haven't seen the Faust film. Apparently it's amazing. And I haven't seen the film that won the Oscar alongside Wings. That was his first film for the United States. But it's like, he's probably got like another 6, 7, 8 films in him before he goes on. He actually dies in a car accident. It was nothing. No suicide or madness or any of that stuff.
That's what they want you to think.
Well, and it's just like, I feel like the film is doing the people in it a disservice, because I'm sure people who saw this came away going, oh yeah, that Murnau must have been crazy. And it's like, no, he was fine. So, but seeing Willem Dafoe having such fun, and
he is so into it. And he's wearing about 20 pounds of latex and those horrible fingernails.
Here's the thing. He's not wearing a lot of latex. It's on his ears.
I know. It's all his ears and his head.
The head is, he shaved his head. You know he did. He was like, oh, you need me to shave my head? No problem. Yep. You need me to get an extra arm? I'll have that attached. Like, that's Willem Dafoe will do things like that. It's the teeth. And the teeth worked for me because they looked kind of like the ones, but they also didn't look fake.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's almost worth watching the film just for Willem Dafoe.
It's a hell of a performance. I mean, he's also it's very hammy.
Yeah.
Because he's doing it like the character in the original Nosferatu, bugging his eyes out, pulling his head back and the hands up with the claws. Again, you can say that's using an old performance method, but also this guy is ancient. He's behaving he's supposed to, if he is a vampire, he's behaving the way he did hundreds of years ago, which is not going to fit into modern perception.
Yeah. I think it is very flawed. I think it has got those performances are key. Again, I'm not a huge John Malkovich fan, but the two of them together make a very interesting pairing, and the rest of the people are nice too. So if you are a fan of vampires or really early filmmaking, I would say watch this, but just understand that this probably has no basis in fact at all. Like, this doesn't represent the people in it at all, really.
Never mind the events.
Yeah, well, especially when you find out, it's like, oh yeah, then Max Schreck went on and made a bunch of other films. It's like, okay, so no vampire.
The performances are very good. I was sorry they underused Susie Izzard.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with that character, and I wanted to see more.
Yeah. So, flawed but interesting, I guess.
Yeah. I'd give it a recommendation. I think it's interesting, and it's not a huge investment of time. So
No, it actually flows very well. I will give it that. But you know what also flows really well? Our poll question.
Very nice. Nice segue. Getting better at those. Yes, and as I said before, which do you enjoy more? Supernatural monsters like vampires, or science fiction or science-based monsters like mutants or aliens? And you can respond to this question by simply placing 6 acorns in an envelope and tying them to a bat.
Email.
6 acorns.
Email.
You can email us directly at us@maxmikemovies.com. You can go to the site, maxmikemovies.com. I maintain the site. Why would I know the name? And leave a comment. You can find us on Medium Socialing.
Facebook, Blue Sky, and Mastodon. Move on. Nope. 300 episodes. Nope. Keep going. Nope. Cutting all of this out. Off you go. Nope.
Meanie.
Yep.
Mike's a big meanie. Everyone write in and say that. And, of course, we are on the podcast app of all time and space throughout the universe. I dare you to prove us wrong.
And?
The
Doris line.
Of course, you have our monster hotline. You can call us and leave a voicemail, and we'll play it on the air. Unless you really ask us not to, then maybe we'll just transcribe it. Maybe.
Or we'll just read off the Google Translate of it.
That'll be even better.
It's so good.
Those are hilarious. But, yes, the Google transcription is amazing. But you can do this at 617-398-7266. That number, again, that Mike is mouthing along with me, 617-398-7266. So we're about halfway through now, this delightful holiday series.
Red, remember the red.
Yep, remember, it's about Satan Claus. I mean, So what is our next spooky entry, Mike?
Well, we don't want to get too spooky, right? Because sometimes these things can get too dark.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is a, I guess, celebratory time of year, so we don't want to get too dark. What we want to do is we want to get near dark. See what I did there?
Dark adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there was a film made in 1987, I believe, called Near Dark, and it's a very offbeat vampire film. Got no Dracula in it. But watching the preview, it does oddly have one of our favorite actors, Effin' Bill Paxton.
Effin' Bill Paxton!
And it also has Lance Henriksen in it. So this is right in the middle of their careers.
And Jennifer Goldstein.
Oh, does it? Oh, I like her.
Yeah, this basically has a who's who, a bunch of James Cameron favorites.
But it's not directed by him.
No, it is not.
So now, have you seen Near Dark?
100 years ago, I think I saw it on videotape.
I don't remember. I watched the preview and it's like, is that Bill Paxton? Oh boy, not only is it Bill Paxton, I think he's playing one of the leads. Wow, that's a lot of Bill Paxton.
Yep.
And Bill Paxton's fine. Then there's this scene where they're driving a truck and their vampires have tinfoil over the window and there's a little hole cut in it so they can see. And it's like, I remember that. So maybe I saw it, but that doesn't matter because we're going to watch it next week.
We're going to see it.
And you should tune in. Remember, we won't get dark. We'll only get near dark.
This has been a co-production of The Voice of Max and The Movie Wrench.